Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and this week we're going to be taking a look at a green-white Divine Visitation tokens list. So, it is mostly mono-white, but we do actually have a splash for a little bit of green in here, just for some explosive angel creation. So, if you want to check out how this deck works, then be sure to check out the deck tech. It will be already live, and a link will be in the description for you to check out as well. As on the end of the video, there'll be a link there as well. So without further ado, let's get into the games. And also, Happy New Year, chat. Happy New Year. I hope you all had a wonderful year. I did, and it was mostly down to you guys, so thank you very much. I am ever so grateful for all of you guys who stick around here. And yeah, let's hope for a wonderful 2019. I hope to be at 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2019. That's my goal. We'll see if we can hit it. Alright guys, without further ado, let's get into the games. I'll see you there. Okay, we're in, and we're going to be on the play. We have... it's a weird hand. I don't really want to see these just yet. And these are going to be a little odd as well. I'm going to keep it though. Because we have the turn 1 Legion's Landing. We'll probably get something off the top. One would hope. So, Legion's Landing, go. I don't know. This hand might be a little too bad, to be honest. We'll have to see. Well, there's our extra land, so that's a good sign. Looks like we might be up against Drakes. We'll have to see. Could also just be like budget Jeskai, but yeah, Drakes seems like the more likely one. Dumps a land. And we hit another land. Okay, well, get swinging in. I mean, at least I can tribunal something next turn. I guess that's fine. Treasure map. That's one hell of a card that I never see in Drakes. I'm gonna play the Fountain. I don't know if I actually care about the treasure map just yet. They already have, like, plenty of card draw and filtering. I shouldn't imagine that this treasure map really makes the great deal of difference in the end. That being said, I don't really have a better tribunal target right now. It's an odd one. We'll find out, though, if it ends up biting me in the arse. Alright, Highland Lake from my opponent. They didn't have an upkeep stop there, so they might have something to play on 3. At instant speed. Ooh, Dawn of Hope. Okay. That's what we're looking for. So I can play around Spell Pierce, but if he is actually holding up 3 mana here for something, it's likely to be a proper counter like Iron Eyes or Sinister Sabotage. They don't have it. Okay. I wanted to go post-combat, mostly because then they might shock or remove this vampire token. So I did miss out on a draw there by not playing it pre-combat, but I think it was just a safer line, because this combo right here is really the important part. Because now I get the draw here instead. So, additional draws. And we do really need to draw out of this situation. Our hand isn't actually the greatest. Although, that's a pretty good draw. So he can flip in response now, so there's no reason to tribunal at this point. That time has passed. I'm going to swing in, see if we can let this resolve. Cool, alright. I think I'll draw for now. Just play like the control route for now. So, flower. We'll go get our 1 forest. Gonna flip in response, that's fair enough. Yeah, play the control route and just wait until we have to use these tribunals. Otherwise, just, like, draw cards for eternity. So we got our forest. And we're going to pass the turn. At this point, we just need our Divine Visitation, and this is going to be game. Alright, so there's our tribunal target right there. You can draw a card with Treasure Map to actually ping off the vampire token, but I suspect that he's actually waiting for us to give them the option by playing instants and sorceries, which we're not going to do. For 3, 2. So if we get the chance here, if he doesn't crack in response to all of this, which he didn't, okay. Now we get to Tribunal, but I think I probably want to Tribunal with Convoke anyway on the token, because he's just going to ping in response. So let's tap that down. He draws a card with Treasure Map and the Vampire token dies. He could just have a Spell Pierce here or a Dive Down, that would suck. Yeah, there's the Dive Down. So that sucks, and we lose our Vampire token. I can take a Treasure token from him and force him to use it now. So there's that, I guess. It's not completely lost. Wow, he didn't crack in response. Interesting. Alright, well, just play a Fountain of Renewal. We're at 28, so we can take a Niv Mizzet beat here. It's not terrible. We are gaining 2 life a turn, which is negating the first draw for the turn on his trigger, and then the first spell of the turn as well. There's a Crackling Drake. Okay. So we do have Settler Wreckages in this deck, so that would be nice top deck, I guess. I guess around the Dive Downs. But I could really do with killing Niv Mizzet, though. It is a big problem. After that, though, we do have the Crackling Drake to contend with, so we might not be in a fantastic position overall. Search for his Canter. Got how many cards? 3 in the graveyard. So a little off of triggering that one. Alright, I'm going to draw. It allows me to just find more answers to this situation. I don't think, other than playing my Tribunal, we're really going to be doing much more with our turn. So I'm going to decline that one, just because I cannot cast my Tribunal otherwise. I should have played the Forest, he knows about it. But I'm sure we'll get over it. Alright, so now if he dive downs, he has to dive down in response to the target. So if he did what he did last time, it's going to fail on him, because I get to pick the Crackling Drake or the Searcherous Canter. But looks like he knows best. Shocks my face. Alright, so it doesn't have the dive down as it stands, but he's trying to get in some extra draws and pings before Niv Mizzet bites the dust. Okay. So I think we want to just like do Benalia spam, which allows us to then do March of the Multitude spam, and then we're in a good spot. 4 cards, up to 5. Lava Coil's a good dump for them. We do not have any creatures that are not tokens, so, you know, until that... Oh my god! Must be nice. Just had the spare. Okay. Oh, alright then. So, gains... We'll draw. More lands. Gain and draw. Seal Away. That's not terrible. Actually, double Seal Away. Seal Away is a great answer to Niv Mizzet. I wonder whether I get the Crackling Drake now or I wait until his turn for when he goes for the all attack. You might play around Settle the Wreckage though, so it might not do me much good. I think I'll just Seal Away now on the Crackling Drake. There's also the argument, if you do it on his turn, he actually uses the dive down on their turn as well, so it spends some of their mana. But I'm doing this so that he doesn't play around Settle the Wreckage, and hopefully he runs his Niv Mizzet straight into this other Seal Away. That's the hope. We'll see if that pans out though. Alright, so draws a card with Treasure Cove and pings with Niv Mizzet. Cool. I mean, we're still above 20, so it's not a terrible position to be in, as much as my opponent does have a really good card in play. Okay, draws for the turn. Sticking at 5 in the yard. If you can play 2 spells this turn, which I imagine my opponent would be encouraged to do so, to flip this Search for his Canter, then we do have that to worry about. That'll do it. Chart course, the discard plus the chart itself is going to make 7. So we're going to take some hits. Opponent doing it pre-combat to play around seal away, maybe. Hopefully they actually attack him with it. If they play a little bit too safe and don't play into my seal away, I might be a bit sad about that. We'll see. Alright. Ping and ping. Come at me, bro. Ah, he's getting all the value. So this Niv Mizzet has done his job. If you think about the amount of damage it's outputted, like, as soon as I seal this away, he's going to be a happy little bunny. The 6 mana that he spent on this has more than covered the amount of draws and damage that he's dealt. This card is stupid, and I love it. And I also hate it as well. Because it's in my favourite deck. Drakes. God, I love Drakes. Alright, getting pinged. Down to 15. And to 14. Yeah, literally just win you the game on its own, can Niv Mizzet. The amount of times when I've played against Drakes and I've had like the demanding position and then all of a sudden they play Niv Mizzet and I'm dead. It's so annoying and tilting. Okay, so is he attacking in? Yep, okay. Let's see if he has the dive down. Of course he does. Oh, I love Drakes. It's my favourite. God, I love Drakes. Do. And we're probably just dead on upkeep. Drake's doing Drake things. Alright, let's see if we can draw out of this. I don't know what we could possibly draw. Benalia is not going to be it. Let's settle the wreckage, but we are probably going to just die on the attack though. So, I mean, we'll pass. We'll see. There's no way he can't just chain 10 points of damage in these cards here. The amount of card draw this deck runs is stupid. So, oh, and he has a spell pierce as well. So if he has one in hand, he can counter my settle the wreckage. I'm just going to scoop. It's just not even worth it. I'm in hell. No more of that. I don't even want to let him know that I have settled the wreckage because it will just get countered. Okay, against this list. So, we could bring in the Gideon's Reproaches. They do hit all of the Drakes. Bindings for Niv Mizzet. Settle the wreckage is pretty sweet. Honor Guard doesn't really do anything. Stops Crackling Drake, but that's about it. I don't think we need the Dawn of Hope Fountain package, so I'm not too fussed about getting the 4th Dawn of Hope in here. And Immortal Sun can sometimes be good against Ral, but that is the only situation where it's good, and it's not really a win for our opponent, so Binding and Conclave Tribunal should cover it just fine. As far as things to cut, I think I'm going to go down the March of the Multitudes. What I'm thinking is that our opponent runs Disdainful Strokes and Spell Pierces, so I'm not going to be able to get like the full value out of this March. And honestly, Dawn of Hope and History Benalia should cover it just fine. Let's get rid of the Sworn Companions. And 2 more cards. 1 Flower Flourish. And... I don't know. Maybe a Legion's Landing? I quite like it though. Could also just be the Divine Visitation. And just go like value token plan, just make 1/1s. I suppose once the Visitation's down making 4/4s though, it's a little harder for Niv Mizzet to do his job, so there is that, I guess. I'm going to go down just a Tribunal. I think 6 exile effects should be adequate. And I'd rather have the Ixalan's Binding to just shut out all of his stuff. Okay, we're in and on the play again. We have a much better hand this time. We have the Legion's Landing and the Seal Away. Doesn't really lead into too much, but I think I can still take it. If we get the land for the Benalia, then we are laughing, hopefully. Spell Pierces, though, are super annoying for us. Mulligan more. Mulligan to 0. Do it. I dare you. Alright. Legion's Landing, go. leads on the Spell Pierce. Okay, so we're just going to play Fountain of Renewal. Opponent lets it go. I think that's a sign they don't have an Opt or a Spell Pierce in hand. Not that they would have Spell Pierced the Fountain of Renewal, it's just that I feel like it would have held a little longer. But maybe my opponent's got his hand on the Resolve trigger, who knows. Come on, land. There we go. History of Benalia. One concern I do have is that this deck might run Fiery Cannonade in the sideboard. I think it might. But I'm not entirely sure. We do have the Conclave Tribunal on a Drake here if he does play one, which is quite nice. Like, the Summoning Sick token here is going to be able to tap it down for us as well, which is wonderful. So, tap my dude here. Get this Drake out the way so that we can swing through safely. If we get another turn with this attack, which is probably unlikely, there's shocks, lava coils, and all sorts in here, but if we do manage to get all three on the attack, then we have a Legion's Landing flip, which should be a really good start for us, actually. Opponent discoveries. Because if we hit a land as well, then we get to play Divine Visitation on the same turn. Dumps, Niv Mizzet, and a dive down. Digging for the removal, then, it seems. And an Opt is a good sign for us. Oh, yeah. And there's a land. Alright, Divine Visitation on its way with a flipped Legion's Landing. Oh, boy. You can't ask for better than that. Down to 6. Visitation coming down. Now every Adanto that we do makes a 4/4. So it's 4 mana per turn for a 4/4 that can't be countered, essentially. My opponent's already staring down a pretty horrible board anyway, though. But yeah, there's the Cannonade. Alright. Cannonade has lost its value, though, since Divine Visitation's hit the field. We actually just get a Plains, so we're just going to play Plains and pass. Just end step Andanto for the rest of the game, basically. Not much our opponent can do about that. Like, they'll be trading Drakes off for the rest of the game. Until they get maybe a Niv Mizzet down, and then we'll have to see. Okay, so we got ourselves an Angel. Ooh, a Memorial. That represents 2 more Angels. So, swing on in. You can take 4, or he can block. He's choosing to block. It's probably for the best. He's a long way off of dealing with Visitation, I would say. He could maybe blink of an eye it. But that's not really a solution to this problem. They really need a foothold in this game, I think, to come back. But even then, like, once you've got the Visitation down, it's generating 4/4s a turn. You really need to actually remove it in order to secure a victory here. So taps out, we make a 4/4, our opponent's gonna go to 2. Gain a life up to 30. Get swinging. Make our land drop, and we can generate, I think... No, we can't quite generate 3 tokens here, but we can crack the Memorial, which will get around this Murmuring Mystic. Yeah, there's his Opt. Optimistic of you. This game's going to us, though. Okay, Memorial. Crack it. Boom. And swinging for lethal. Alrighty then. Drake's down. That went really well. We got the early start off, which is basically what we wanted all along. So, do I want to change anything else other than that? I think I'm mostly good with this. Yeah, it just went exactly as we needed it to. It might be a little bit different on the draw, since our opponent will be able to lead off and hold up on their counter spells before we can slam down our stuff, but we'll have to see. I mean, we won that game mostly because our opponent couldn't deal with History of Benalia and our current board. They were just digging for a board wipe. Maybe they got greedy and they did have shocks. Who knows? But the fact that they couldn't deal with it in time is mostly what killed them there. Okay, we're in. We have the turn 1 Fountain and the turn 3 Benalia. This is pretty slow of a hand, but we are on the draw. I think I can take this, though I'm not blown away by it. I guess what I'd want to see is a Legion's landing off the top so we could have basically a repeat of what we had last game. We hit another land. Alright. This time our opponent does have the Opt or Spell Pierce, apparently. Yeah, it's going to be the Opt today. Alrighty then. I'm not sure if this hand was a keeper, in all honesty. It might just be a little too slow. Alright, chart a course. I mean, most Drake's decks have actually cut out all of the Phoenixes, haven't they? So I don't really have to worry about a Phoenix off the top or anything like that. We could thin with Flower Flourish. I think I might as well just do that. Let's stop drawing lands, hopefully. So grab our planes, play our planes, pass the turn. Next turn we get down the history of Benalia if he taps out. Unfortunately, the thing he might tap out for is going to be the Enigma Drake, so it's going to be annoying to get rid of that. But I guess we could go 3 Benalia. Yeah, he's tapping out. He's not tapping out, sorry. Ooh, binding. So like 3 Benalia, he plays Drake, we binding it or something like that after he taps out. So he's going to counter this. Yeah, no surprises there. But that hopefully gets out the counter so that they can play a Drake and not have a counter to protect their creatures. And this is a Crackling Drake. Dang it. Okay. The 4-mana Crackling Drake would have been wonderful there. Mostly because it's the better of the two. It's like my opponent's playing control. Huh. Little do they know, I'm in no rush to do anything. Alright. Pass the turn. I think they're holding up another Spell Pierce from the Benalia. Most likely. Okay. I also suspect that my opponent won't be playing Niv Mizzet unless they have a dive down in hand as well, which is obviously going to be problematic. It's going to require 2 of these spells. So if I do see a Niv Mizzet, I'm actually going to try and either seal it away depending on the turn situation, whether or not they get an attack in, or tribunal it first. Mostly because the binding is the more important one here. I cannot crack this, so pass the turn. 1 mana short of that. And there's a history of Benalia. That can play around a Spell Pierce, so I think I'm going to go for it. Might get 2 Spell Pierces out of him, who knows. Certainly won't be getting Disdainful Stroked. Wow, negates. Okay. Yeah, my opponent's playing full control mode. Interesting. So I just want my full control Mirror Breakers. Give me a Dawn of Hope. That's what I want most of all. Dumps a land. The black land as well. Should be noted that is there for Discovery Dispersal, so it's there for the second half of that spell. So that's his way of bouncing our enchantments. Play a land, pass the turn. I suppose we could crack one of these memorials at this point. If my opponent's going to do nothing, then that's one way of pressuring them. It's just they're a little bit underwhelming just as 2 1/1s. And of course we know that he's running Fiery Cannonade as well, so I'm not sure how much value that's going to get us. But it could force out a blocker. So I think I'll go for it. If it forces out a Drake just to block these 1/1s, then I'm fine with that. Let's get the 1/1 beats going. Ooh, Settle the Wreckage. He's okay, I suppose. So swing, see if he cannonades. Gonna go with a shock. Alright, well, 20 turn clock. You gonna shock again? That's really good. Awesome. Sweet. That is 2 spells that Niv Mizzet can't draw off of. So let's just do it again. I have plenty of ways of generating tokens anyway, so if I do get that Divine Visitation, I'm not too sad about losing out on tokens. Alright, let's swing. This one goes through. Okay. Let's... I want to try for the Benalia, because he used shocks on my tokens last time, which means he doesn't have a Fiery Cannonade in hand. He might still have negates. That is still a viable thing for him to have. We still play around Spell Pierce, but he has nothing. Okay. So we might just be going for the boring token beats here. We'll see. Lava Coils, the Knight token. Okay. We get 1 back from the History Benalia. The best thing we could draw is probably Legion's Landing. It might actually just be Divine Visitation, honestly. Mostly because he hasn't countered anything up to this point. So in theory, yeah, the way that resolved, he wouldn't be able to counter a Visitation. No chance in hell. So he's going to need a pretty good top deck. Looks like another Lava Coil. Yep. Alright, so third half, excuse me. The other third of Benalia is not going to do much. There's Visitation. So let's swing first. Quick resolution into a Divine Visitation. Ah, oh, you've got a Spell Pierce. You just top decked one, haven't you? Ah, he's got a Disdainful Stroke. That's fair enough. Alright then. Into Enigma Drake. Alright, time to bind. Oh, do we actually... Yeah, we go for the dive down plan, don't we? We assume he has a dive down and we go for the Tribunal first. We can't play both, unfortunately, but we can Tribunal and then have our opponent attack in to a Seal Away. We have the mana for that. Does he have the other Disdainful Stroke? Nope, there's the dive down. As we expected. Alright. So this doesn't actually force me to target any of my own stuff, so no issues there. We got that dive down out of his hand. He's going to swing for 12. We can't actually respond to a dive down, but we do have another Seal Away. Let's see if he has the other dive down. Of course. So we take 12. But we may just be able to resolve the Nixlon's binding here. Flower Flourish, so we could attack for 6. It's not that great. Let's get this binding down. Oh my god, he's got another one, hasn't you? He's got a Disdainful Stroke. Okay. Well, seal it away. I definitely want to not allow my opponent to draw another card and get rid of the 14 powered creature there. Start the 2 damage beats. Soon to be 6 damage with our Flourish. Ooh, another Memorial's really nice. Okay, I think I will take the opportunity while he's got no cards in hand to go for the Flourish here. Hit you for 6. It's not as though they can get through a Drake, so I don't really have to worry about that too much. We're actually going to swing for 1 and then crack our Memorial for the other 2 required to finish our opponent off here. So they needed a really decent top deck, otherwise we are threatening lethal. I'm even going to crack these fountains, I think, on end step if I have mana remaining. So Memorial, get cracked, presenting 4 damage. Let's get our fountain in here. If we get another Flower Flourish or something like that, it's a Gideon's Reproach. It's not terrible. Ooh, Dawn of Hope. There we go. Alright, so do we have lethal? We do. Get wrecked, Drakes. We beat them with the worst half of our deck. Good stuff. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for today's episode. Ooh, we've got a pack to open. Let's open a pack, shall we? Guilds of Ravnica. It actually gets me a mythic. Nice. It's our 7th mission briefing. Okay, fair enough. And our 7th Conclave Tribunal. It's probably a little bit more than that, to be honest. And our 50th Electromancer, but it's Vault Progress, so whatever. I can actually open another one. So let's open a Core 19. Let's do that one. Boom. Since it is New Year's, let's open some New Year's special stuff. Not bad. Alright. Okay. Alright. Not bad. That'll do. Alright, this pack's a win. So anyway, guys, I hope you've all enjoyed today's episode. If you have, then be sure to like, subscribe, hit that little bell icon, all that jazz, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.